You guys are the last of my presentation today. Save the best for last, right? Smartest. So a lot of what I've been talking about is related, and I've talked to the sales team and the editorial team, and so you'll hear some of the same things I'm talking to you guys about. I was talking to them, but obviously I'm focused on how does it impact you guys as designers. But something you guys got to know about what's going on right now as a company. So I know we have a lot of new people, and we did some orientation stuff, but it's always good to kind of take a step back and say, like, what's going on with us as a company, because some of you may have come from large companies before, and you're used to like transitions or company structure or whatever. So here's the deal. At Community Impact, we only have two owners, Jennifer Garrett and John Garrett. Okay, no other shareholders. Okay, we don't have private equity firms, we don't have outside investors, we don't have anything like that that's getting in the way of our decision making. Everything about our decisions are what we want to do when we grow up. And everything about what we've got as a company is so what we want to do when we grow up. I mean, we have created a mission statement that is powerful, right? I should do what I made the sales team do, and you write down the mission statement. Go ahead, do that. Write it down. Give you a couple minutes. And I know some of you are scrambling right now mentally, but that's okay. Okay, so raise your hand if you think you got it, you nailed it. Randy, he didn't even write anything down. Okay, listen, that is a problem. I got one working. That is a real problem. If you don't know our mission statement, then how in the world are you going to be the designer that we need you to be? And I'll explain what I mean by that today. Okay, you need to know our mission statement. It's really easy, okay? All right, so say it with me. It's like kind of watermelon, the best you can. Our mission is to build communities of informed citizens, right? That's cool. Build communities of informed citizens and thriving businesses, right? Through the collaboration of a passionate team. So everything about our mission statement, guys, that is not something we were just putting up on walls, okay? Like, that is everything that makes me and Jennifer so proud as shareholders. That we're doing something that, like, okay, who doesn't want to build communities of informed citizens? Raise your hand if you don't want to do that. Like, it's such a moral authority. In today's world of information, like we live in the information age, but no one knows what's happening in their own backyard, which is true, we get to tell them this, right? In a world where we're so politically jacked up, anybody disagree with that, right? We get to tell them just truths about their community, right? And you do as a storyteller, as a designer, right? Who doesn't want to help local businesses thrive? Like, Amazon wants to have everything. They want to own everything, right? We get to help local mom and pops win. This is really important. Who has kids in here? Okay, who has kids that play sports? Okay, what are these sports looking for at the community level, these youth sports? From their business owners, right? They want sponsors, right? Does Amazon sponsor anything at the local level? No, it's mom and pop Main Street stores. Like those of you that have ever been to, who's been to Chamber Lunch with your team? Okay. You know, those business owners that are there at the Chamber Lunch, they're the ones investing in community. If Amazon beats Main Street, we are all gonna lose. Believe me, Alexa is not that good, okay? You know, I'm talking about the little Amazon speaker that's gonna take over the world. Alexa is not going to sponsor your team's little league, okay? Alexa is not going to help you find, you know, the things you really are looking for at the local level. We need Main Street to win, okay? And who doesn't want, the last part of the mission statement is collaboration of a passionate team. Who doesn't want to work for a company that has a passionate team? Who doesn't want to love their employees and work in an environment that's passionate and collaborative? Raise your hand if you don't want to. Okay, good. Y'all are all awesome, right? So, but listen, the importance of that mission statement to Jennifer and I are that it reflects in our work, okay? And it does. It absolutely does. I was at family camp this week at Lady Lodge, and I had these two families from all over the state telling me about how much they love community impact. It's y'all know that, right? Y'all have had those experiences with your friends, right? You're new, I know, you haven't yet, but it's weird, it's bizarre. It's unlike any other news organization I've ever been a part of or ever heard of. People love what we do, right? It's an amazing experience that we get to have. But we're at a very important crossroads as a company, a very exciting crossroads as a company. All the stuff that's going on. And I wanted to give you all a little bit of a framework on the storytelling, why storytelling is so important, but I also wanted to give you a little framework of what's going on in the environment. The first thing, I'm glad, by the way, that I'm going over this to you after we eat lunch, because I was doing this it's time to eat thing for the editorial team right before lunch, and lunch was late, and they were like killing me. But listen, Facebook wants to eat everything. They actually had an executive a couple of weeks ago that said that their vision is that that companies will not have websites anymore. They'll just have their Facebook pages, right? They want to own everything, okay? And that's a problem, okay? You guys know what the problem is with Facebook giving us our news, right? There's a lot of controversy about algorithms, and they're deciding what's important to you. Plus, have you ever clicked on one of those links that really ticked you off, like, you know, cats are no longer going to be allowed in the US or something like that? I'm joking, because it's usually a political statement about guns or whatever, like something that really fires you. Wait, that's a bad example. Something that really gets you, you know, whatever side of the debate you're on, you know, you have these friends that post these stories and you find out they're false, right? Or they're not really accurate, right? If Facebook owns news, we're in big trouble, right? Apple wants to eat the world, okay? Your little phone is not just a phone. Like, it is Apple's dream that they will own every local ad dollar. They will serve you every news piece that you want to know. They want to own everything as well. That's the dynamics of the world we're in. That's what's happening. Google, they want to eat everything and everyone, okay? They want to own everything. That's what their whole deal is with the Android phone. You guys know that, right? The Android phone, they didn't invent that so that we would have, you know, Google Play on our phone. They invented it so that every time you search anything, they get credit for it and they get money for it. That's what they're doing. At the local level, they want to own every local advertiser. They want to tell you on Google News what's happening in the world, and they're going to use algorithms to do it. There was a story that was written lately, well, maybe Google can actually determine who our president is by search data. Like, they can cast a vote for you based on what you search for and what's important to you. So they can cast a vote for you, they can gather all that data, and they can elect us a president. Seriously, guys, it's crazy. Jennifer was on her Facebook. No, she was shopping on Amazon for one of those like backpack bags, you know, the new, like, they're skinny, and she's trying to find one. She's with Molly, a 13-year-old that really wants one as well. So they're on Amazon on her laptop. Jennifer is on Instagram on her phone right next to it, and an ad for that shows up. That is not just creepy, that is where data is going. And they want to own everything, okay? So the stakes are high. You may have seen this, more Americans are working for digital-only operations than newspapers, okay? But listen, if you're really paying attention to the digital world, oh, sorry, I skipped a slide for you. There is another slide that was supposed to be here that says that BuzzFeed and all these news sites that were supposed to be the next generation of news sites, they're all struggling, right? They laid off employees. So digital news is not necessarily the savior either. They haven't really figured it out yet, right? And so we're losing journalists at newspapers. That means we're losing content. That means we're losing people going to city council meetings. And where we're at as a company right now, I'm fully convinced the more I see what's happening in the newspaper business, which is crazy time, a lot of consolidation, even more than ever. Gannett and Tribune are trying to, Tronc is what they're calling themselves now. They're trying to take over the world, right? They're trying to buy newspapers, not because they want to like give journalists jobs, but almost the exact opposite. They actually want to cut journalists' jobs. Their business plan is to go in, buy companies, cut jobs so they can make money. That's their business plan. And what I see, one of these large companies going to buy the Oakland area community newspapers, consolidating 10 newspapers into one, what I think about as a business owner is the fact that all of those people who live in that area now have less news than they've ever had before about where they live and where they work. That drives me nuts. And I see all this stuff going on, okay? And I really believe that we're at a crossroads as a company. Clearly, what we're doing next door, I know y'all saw that. Was that incredible? That is not a $15 million investment into 1950. Did David talk to you about that? I asked him to say, I'm trying to get this in his head. That is not a 1950 era investment. You understand what I'm saying? We're not going back into 1950. We're moving ahead to 2020. Did he show you the targeting capabilities we're going to have? No? Okay, guys, listen, I'm telling you, like, we're going to be able to compete with Facebook and with Google without the creepiness. And we're going to be able to do it in an amazing way next door. And design is going to play a big role. He'll show you that tomorrow when he does some redesign stuff for you. Okay, so we're at a critical point and the stakes are high and it's time for CI to eat. So all these other guys are eating food or whatever they're eating the world. It's time for CI to eat. And I feel like that's where we're at as a company. Now, I think that one of our problems as a company is that we have too many vegetarian reporters, because I tried to find a steak from our website. This is the best I got. Like, I mean, I would never order this personally. I want more of this and potatoes. But really, I want y'all to know, like, we're as a company, things are going great. Now, you might be asking, like, what is your role in this? Well, this is what, look at these guys. I love these guys right here. This is the future of news right here. These are newspaper executives, right? And what people are thinking is that what's going to happen with our business in design and reporting is that computers are going to do all the work for us, right? You guys know that, right? They are trying to get you guys to be replaced by computers. Now, I know that that is stupid, and I know that if computer versus you are in a competition together, I want you, okay? And that's a good thing, because that means I can do something with that, right? So, but this is what people are doing. Plus, you guys may know from a design perspective, most news organizations are doing more and more outsourcing of design, right? Y'all know that, right? Is that news to y'all? Okay, we don't do that. We love having, individual designers who know their markets better than anyone else do their work with their reporters and editors. It's part of the mission, right? That guys don't even know. Passionate team, right? It creates an amazing work environment. It creates an amazing space, right? And it creates a place for us to really go out and win, and it gives us a chance to beat all these clowns that are going out to outsourcing. Now, you might be wondering, like, what in the world does it have to do with me? So from a design perspective, I want to ask you guys a couple of questions. First of all, why do you think we invest so much in design? And secondly, how are our designers different than other news organizations? Why do y'all think that we invest so much in design? The Dallas design manager position with Aubrey, that's a brand new design position. We just added a couple of new designers in Houston, right? Like, we're investing in designers, right? Why do we do that? That's right. I'll give you that for sure. Seriously, why don't we just outsource it to India? Come on, if this room doesn't know, we're in trouble, right?
Our work and tone is what the audience sees first.
Bingo. That's right. It's huge. Designers, what the work y'all do is huge to our success. Not only on the ad side, right, but also in terms of building the storyline, being a journalist yourself, right? The editorial team, we were talking about that, how important, like, the latest data shows that people are just reading headlines for news, right? Well, man, that's where you guys come in, because listen, as lazy as we are as consumers, we will look at a good infographic, right? I want y'all to know that okay, let me ask you this. Who else has come from another news organization before you came to work here? Okay, will y'all speak to some of the differences that y'all see from a collaborative approach in design, what y'all have seen here versus another news organization, how designers are treated or used from a design standpoint at those organizations? Somebody want to speak to that? Yeah.
I mean, we pretty much had page designers, but the whole thing was in black and white, not color, so it really didn't matter. I mean, there was none.
No passion, right?
Design, really. I mean, sometimes, like, we might get to put a collage together, but that's really just it.
Collage? I get to do a collage. Yeah.
I was talking to a reporter, and she used to work for a paper where she also did the design, and she's like, I'm not a designer. And the only reason why it worked with me designing the paper is because we would just maybe put a photo with it, and it was just a template.
And I'm sure if you asked her that they paid her a reporter salary plus a designer salary, right? No. Cost cuts, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I worked for like a really small magazine. It was local, Houston Magazine, and they only had one designer in-house, and I was just the intern.
Yeah.
So I shadowed him, but I feel like when you just have one creative mind, it's not as strong as multiple.
I agree. That's right.
The poor thing, he had like almost the entire, if not in the entire half the magazine, it was his responsibility.
It's crazy.
I couldn't do that.
Yeah. We've always viewed you guys as journalists. Like, we don't want you guys just to be viewed as designers. Like, we want y'all to look at the images from an average Joe's perspective, help the reporter create these infographics and designs that help tell the story. Okay? We've always done that, and that's why we've invested in you. That's why we're going to continue to invest in you, and that's why we're going to continue to invest in design. I did a Google search for people learning through infographics, and it was a bunch of infographics about how people learn through infographics. That's pretty cool, right? But like, that's the deal. That's the world we live in now. People look at infographics. That's how we learn our stuff. That's how we want to learn, and that's how we storytell. I did a Google search on what is storytelling. Storytelling is the conveying of events in words, sound, or images, right? Often by improvisation or embellishment. Stories or narratives have been shared, blah, blah. Right? Storytelling is what we do with the design. We're going to take these hard and complex and difficult subjects that are hard for people to understand so that we can help the average Joe understand it. And the truth is, if we don't, who will? This is so true. Because listen, guys, in our business, you guys know this. I was talking to one of the reporters after the editorial. She came from Patch, but all of her colleagues left their newspapers, went to work for Patch. Patch let everybody go, and all the other newspapers were already out of business, right? Like, what y'all may not know, because y'all live in the design space, on the editorial side, like, everyone is being let go. And that means that no one's going to city council meetings. And that means that when you're trying to write an infographic about what it means for somebody in Katy, right? The new budget for Katy, what it means for the SHIP channel, what it means for the transportation project. When you're taking all this complex information and putting it in a really easy to understand infographic, we're the only ones doing that. Only ones in the world. Now listen, I'm going to talk a little bit about digital in a minute, but what we're doing from a graphic standpoint and how we're using that from a digital standpoint is not okay. And we're going to fix it, okay? Because y'all are doing such amazing digital work that is not being, communicated in the right platform in the right way. And I'll talk about that in a minute. Okay, listen, this is how we're going to win as a company in our business, okay? I've already worn them out, huh? We need a break. All right, core focus areas, right? Development. When you're looking at a front page, there's we had a speaker yesterday that talked about, like, if you could have a little mini John on your shoulder telling you what to do, like, that would be cool. I think that'd be creepy, right? But what his point is that you actually know in your head what I would do. Okay, we just met, right? But as you guys listen to me and hear what I'm saying, I kind of like the idea of you asking, like, what would John do here? Because part of what he said is kind of an interesting thought, is that when your boss is there, like, all of a sudden all systems are go. Like, you're on top of your game. Like, if I come into your office, I don't know, but I hope that if I ask you a question about your graphic, all of a sudden your body's like, okay, what is going on? Like, why is he asking me this? Am I doing this right? It's all of a sudden you're very alert, right? You know what you're doing. And so it's almost like if you were to ask, like, if you're looking at your front cover and you ask yourself the question, does this front cover do what we need it to do? Does this answer the story that our reporters are asking, or readers are asking for us to answer? Would John be okay with this cover? Like, I like that. That should make you uncomfortable in a good way. Like, I would love for y'all to do that, like, to have that conversation. What's cool, though, is the answers that come out of your brain are your answers. You know. Like, it's not like I'm really actually going to be there. You know that, right? But your mind is powerful, and you're smart, and you can do it, and you can make great pages. If you're looking at your front page and we don't have a story about development, or we don't have a story about transportation, or we don't have a story about local business, like, really that's geared more towards, impacts and local business profiles, but if it's on the front cover, that's fine. School business, not Johnny kicking the winning field goal, but like how individual school districts are operating as a business standpoint. Could be budgets, could be new schools, like how they're going to operate as a business. And then city and county business. Like, if you look at your front cover and it doesn't have one of these key areas, you need to get with your editor and say, I'm worried. I'm worried that this page is not going to be read. And where your head needs to go is where my head goes, is that if we fail our readers with an issue, like, we are in danger of letting Facebook and Google eat us. Seriously, stakes are high. Jobs are, when I see all these amazing employees we have, I think about competitively, how are we going to make sure that we're doing what we need to do on a front page? And listen, guys, I am not paying you guys. I'm not asking you to be here and not in India, so that you just look at a front cover and you're just like, oh, I'm okay, whatever you tell me, I'm going to do it. I'm not. And Derek's got my back on this. So does Emily, right? If you are looking at, so does Krista, right? I got to get all these people. So does Shannon. If it says, as a designer, you're looking at your front page and your little John on your shoulder is telling you this front page sucks, we're going to lose readers this month, you need to tell somebody. I need you to do that. And that's what our expectation is. And we want you to do that. You're smart. You know what you're doing. Your little John can help you, right? It's kind of weird. I'll stop talking about that. What's cool about that is that the data, this is a REDX research that we do every 2 years. The REDX data says that this is what people want. They want the business openings, closings from us. They want the business local restaurant reviews. They want the transportation. Look at this. 71% want us to have our reporters stay at city council meetings till 1 a.m. and to tell them what happened there, right? That's crazy. They want calendar. Everything that we're doing, they're telling us they want. The things that they haven't said that they really love is the volunteer guide and the nonprofit guide. And frankly, we do that more as a missional reason anyways. We know that readers don't really say, hey, give me more ways that I can spend my time volunteering or helping nonprofits. But we believe part of our mission is to help those guys succeed. Listen, I really think that we as a company have invented explanatory local journalism. Okay, so what we've heard of explanatory journalism, right? That's not a new concept, and that's what this managing editor from the New York Times Upshot said. He said they are not mostly saying what happened yesterday. They are mostly saying, let me help you make sense of the world. Okay, that's what explanatory journalism is all about, right? It's taking these complex issues and instead of saying, hey, the city council met yesterday to tell us this, it's saying, hey, the city council met yesterday to deal with this issue and this is what it means. Like, this is the background, right? This is how important this is to you or whatever. But guys, I'm telling you, in 2 years or less, this local explanatory journalism is going to be a buzzword. And you can take pride in the fact that we actually invented it here. We're the ones taking city council news and going to help people understand ultimately what it means. Has this been doing this to you all day? Okay. Do you understand what this is? Do you understand what I mean? Do you understand designers' role in this? You take these complex issues and you take an infographic and you make it beautiful and easy to read and you help people understand local journalism. This is cool. I used to say we invented hyperlocal. We were hyperlocal when hyperlocal wasn't cool, that's what I say. But this is true, guys. We invented this. I mean, maybe somebody else is doing it, but no one does it like we do, and no one is scaling it like we do. And it's a pretty cool thing to be a part of, because this is what readers really want. In a world full of MSNBCs and Fox Newses, this is what they want. Why I believe we'll win. First of all, we are competitive. Listen, if you're not competitive, if you don't care about your front page, please resign. I don't want you to work here. And we can still be Facebook friends, and we can still be, I'm just got on Snapchat and all that kind of stuff, but I'm just being honest with you guys. If you're not competitive and you don't care about your front page, then you can't work here. You can't. The stakes are too high. I got employees that I want to make sure that they can take care of their families like y'all. I don't want to be around a bunch of people who aren't passionate or collaborative. I don't want to do that. Life's too short. I don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. This is America. Go get another job. But if you want to be in a competitive environment for a company that's just getting started, that's innovative, that cares about you, that wants you to have a future, that wants you to continue to grow professionally, give you opportunities to do that, with a mission statement that's like ours, then this is the greatest job in the world. It really is. But you got to be competitive. You got to care about your front page. You got to think about us in a global environment that we're competing against crazy news sources. And the one thing that comes to their mailbox that they can trust is the community impact. And if your front page is not interesting or does not draw people in, man, you got to be competitive and you got to want to fix it, right? You want to be I'm going to be proud of this thing when it goes out. Stakes are too high. Circulation is not an issue with us, guys. We got it licked. We go to every household. That's the biggest thing in our business, that we don't have to worry about an algorithm. That printing plant we're building next door, we can print plates, baby. We don't have to worry about Facebook putting it up at the top of the list for us. We get to send it out to every household. Your front page is better than any billboard that anyone can buy. If you look at the REDX data, it's crazy, okay? 91% of people in the areas that we serve said they read at least one issue of the last 4, and 81% said they read 3 of the last 4 issues. What? Buy a Super Bowl ad, you might get 40% of the population, right? Get a blimp, you might get 60% of the population. There's a lot of people that stay in their house, right? But have a front page infographic to 80,000, 100,000, 40,000, whatever it is, 91% of people are going to see your infographic. That is unbelievable. That's why we're going to win. Our distribution is unmatched. We're going to continue to innovate and invest. That $15 million plant next door is not about going backwards. It's about going forwards. We're going to continue to innovate and we're going to continue to invest. Our front cover stuff that Derek's got planned. Listen, Sims, what Sims is doing, you guys have no idea like how powerful this thing is. It is a game changer for us. It's going to allow us to version. I know some of the people that are new saw some of even the printing thing. Like, it's going to allow us to version front covers, and one day we'll be able to version page 4 or whatever. It's pretty amazing where we're going, and we're going to continue to move it and push the needle. Guys, you got to as a company, we've got to make better choices about what we're spending our time on. If you're spending time on things that are taking too much of your time, that don't give us the ROI that we need, or don't really provide the value to the mission statement we're trying to accomplish, we need to stop doing it. And y'all need to talk about it. You need to gripes go up it with it. You need to innovate from within. You got to bring it up to our attention and say, guys, I don't think that the amount of time that we're spending on the web upload, for example, is worth it from an ROI standpoint. There's got to be a better way, whatever it is. Okay? I don't know if it makes sense to spend this much time on building a calendar. Whatever it is, I need y'all's help to make sure that we're spending our time in the right areas. Resources are incredibly valuable to us. The triangle means editorial and design investment. I already talked about this before, but guys, when we have success as a market, we hire reporters, and we hire design help, we hire design managers. The better we get, the bigger we get. Those who have been here for a while know we also have invested in salary increases for our designers. We've given significant attention to that in the last few years, and we're not going to stop doing that. We're going to continue to do more of it because we believe the designer position is a very important part of our storytelling process. We're going to grow our digital presence. Okay, if you saw the announcement with David Arkin, he actually introduced himself to the editorial team. He'll be around here tomorrow for the redesign. He came up and spoke. Guys, this guy is such a gift to us. I could talk about his resume all day long, but none of it matters until he actually does work, right? And I told him that. Like, I love it, but you actually have to prove it. And but he spoke in front of the editorial folks. And I mean, literally today, the own local people, they email me and they're like, you seriously hired David Arkin? You are not playing around, are you? That's what he said. That's what he said on my email today. Like, this was a national hire for us. There is no way in the world that we could have ever hired somebody better, stronger than this guy for this position. He's an amazing gift, and we're so lucky. He's very humble. He's not that guy. He's very humble, right? And he's going to fit in really well with our culture, but he's going to help us from a digital design and also editorial standpoint. He's going to really help make sure that your infographics, your storytelling are getting out in more effective ways digitally. It's going to be awesome, okay? I promise. And if it's not, Brandy will take care of it. And how else we're going to win is obviously we're going to have the hardest working design team. Guys, I know how hard it is. I know, like, you're putting the publication together. It's really difficult to get it together on time. It's hard what you do. But stakes are high. We have to, right? If we don't want to be like the newspapers that we're competing against. You know, you think Facebook and Google are like, complaining about their workload? No, they're trying to eat the whole world, right? To be a successful news organization, to be a successful company, to be able to make sure that we continue to build this company so that all of us continue to be able to one day retire here, right? Like, that's our dream. Like, we have to work harder than everybody else. We have to. Now, this is cool. Look at this infographic. What does that mean? Like that. Listen, here's the deal. There's a lot of eating going on in this conversation, right? But what I want y'all as designers to understand is that truly working here, you can have your cake and eat it too. What I mean by that is that you can have your cake in terms of you can be a part of and proud of the most amazing product in the US. Like, that is the truth. our newspaper and what we do month in and month out is the most amazing product in the U.S. It is the future of local news. We are, okay? So you can have your cake. You can be like, man, I put this thing together. I am part of something amazing. Look at this work that I just sent up, right? But you can also eat it too. Like it can be in your belly. Like it will. This company will provide you unbelievable opportunities for advancement, resources. Hopefully you get to retire here one day. Like you get to be a part of something, consume something of the company itself and what we're doing and where we're going. You can have it and you can eat it. Like you can own it. But that's going to be your choice. I can't make you do it, right? If you don't want to be here, please leave because we are doing something special. And I can't wait for us to play this out for you. Can't wait for a year from now when we're publishing our own things, we're innovating from a design standpoint that we've never done before. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. And we're this close. We're this close to that fork in the road, and we're getting ready, and it's going to be awesome. Does anybody have any questions? Do I have time? Oh yeah, P.S. Everyone loves maps. Always throw that one in, even on spec ads. Does anybody have any questions or comments or thoughts?
When does David start again?
David Arquette, he's either going to start July 5th or July 11th. So either that Tuesday or the 11th. We're still working on that. So how that's going to work, just so everybody understands. So all editorial is going to report up to David. So Shannon will report up to him. Emily, Ludo, design, let's see. Managing editor to digital, all managing editors are going to ultimately report to him, and he's going to be really helpful. I wish he was here today to speak to y'all. Y'all would see what I'm talking about.
What kind of digital stuff?
Huh?
What kind of digital stuff?
For him?
For like, just give us a.
Well, yeah, like it's digital. It's digital distribution. It's like you know, how do we take the amazing map that we did for the Grand Parkway? Who was that? For Grand Parkway in Northwest, it's Ifair, yeah.
Everybody's got one, like every month. You gotta
Who did that one? The one that had like all. Anyways, you got Grand Avenue. I know that everybody, y'all are all doing amazing work, but like everybody's got one. To Derek's point, you all have one design at least, right? Multiple designs that you guys do amazing work on. That we're sitting on a little image on our website that I think could tell its own story. So it's kind of becoming self-aggregators, like. You know, some news organizations aggregate others. We need to aggregate ourselves because we're so awesome.
We have a lot of awesome content. I agree. That
Stuck in images.
Yes, that's like you can only get to by linking to a PDF.
It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
It's a link to a link to
I
a
know.
link to a link.
Do you know why? It's because none of us know how to do that. David Arkin knows how to do that. He knows the tools. It's gonna really help expose the work that y'all are doing from a design standpoint to inform citizens across the world, really, if they care about it, and it's going to be amazing. Any other questions? I know I got you like kind of the afternoon lull. Hey, but I heard that there's a special treat outside. No, I think what we're going to do. I think what we're going to do is go pick up litter. Oh, no, I'm just kidding. I don't know. Do we go now? Do you know?
I think she said they're ready.
I think at 2:15. Well, hey, listen to me. Last thing. Last thing. Yeah, we're doing the popsicle truck. Hey, listen. I just want to say one more thing. It's just between me and the popsicles right now. Like I'm the only thing standing between you and the popsicles. Okay, listen. I love you guys. I care about you guys. If there's something that's going on that I need to know about, like I need you to feel comfortable sharing it with me. Like if it's good, bad, or ugly, if there's opportunities out there, y'all are going to see stuff that we could do digitally or we could do in the paper or we could do from a product standpoint that I don't even know about, right? Gripes go up. You got to talk to your boss about it, right? But I want y'all to know as a CEO of this company, I don't ever want any of you to feel like you can't contact me. I'm on Google Chat. I'm on Snapchat now. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, I literally am that guy that Amber helped me. Like I was looking at the screen and I was like, what? And then I didn't know I was recording, you know? And it's me like, and I published it. And Amber says, "Oh my God, you published it." She's like, shows me how to delete it. I deleted it. And she's like, "Thank God you only have like 6 followers." So I think the minimum damage was done. But listen, I'm sincere when I say that I don't want you to feel like you can't talk to me, or Derek feels the same way. I know he wants you to know you can always visit with him. But as we grow as a company, that ain't never gonna stop. I love y'all. I love having conversations with y'all as individuals, and I hope that y'all will y'all know that. And if there's anything I can ever do for you, I want to know. Okay. All right. Thank y'all so much. Appreciate y'all.